All right, buddy, the judge is about to walk in. I'm going to say, all right, everyone stand up, put your hats to the top, please. All right.
Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning. This is the time set for the 2 a.m. initial appearance calendar on November 18th, 2025. The court's orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. I will call you each one at a time to the podium. I'll provide a second name to sit in the chair outside of this room. I will let you know what you are here for, if I have appointed an attorney, if you have a bond, and what your release conditions are. I'm also going to read the victim's rights advisement. If you are the victim of a crime with a case pending before this court, you are advised that you have rights under Arizona law that, among others, include the right to be treated with fairness, respect and dignity, to a speedy trial, to be present at court proceedings, to choose whether or not to be interviewed by the defendant or the defendant's attorney, to be heard before the court makes a decision on release, negotiation of a plea, scheduling and sentencing, and to receive restitution from a person who is convicted of causing you loss. If you have not already been provided with a written statement of all victims' rights, please contact the Victim Services Division of the Prosecutor's Office. If we could start with Justin Garrison to the podium and Miguel Valdez to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Justin Garrison, July 29th, 1998.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here today on a probation violation warrant that was issued with allegations that you violated terms 1 and 15 of your probation. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you and set a hearing November 24th at 8:30. It is a probation revocation hearing. And because this is an interstate compact warrant, you will be held non-bondable. So you will remain in custody until at least that hearing on November 24th. Did you have any questions?
Not at the moment. I have a paid lawyer.
Can you say that again?
I said I had a paid lawyer. Is it?
You hired someone to represent you?
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Can you tell on this case if his previous attorney withdrew? Sorry, we're just taking a look, because it looks like you were sentenced to probation on this case in January 2025. And this is your first petition to revoke probation on this case. I'm not sure if, have you reached out to that attorney about this petition to revoke?
Yes.
Okay, and did they indicate that they intended on appearing for future hearings as it relates to it? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to appoint an attorney. You don't have to use them if your paid attorney still is going to show up at the next hearing. Just let them know your next hearing's on November 24th at 8:30, and they can file what they need to file and attend that hearing. But if for whatever reason that doesn't work out, you'll have a court-appointed attorney.
Okay.
Okay. Anything further?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, since that's to your left. Oh, is that his attorney, Mr. Green? Okay. Your previous attorney was Lincoln Green?
Yes.
Okay. And do you still see him on there? He hasn't withdrawn? Okay. So he's still listed on there. But like I said, it doesn't look like you've had any petitions to revoke since then. So just contact him and let him know your next hearing is November 24th, and then you can work out any payment schedule if you're going to hire him again, okay?
Okay.
All right. Just up to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Miguel Valdez to the podium. To Sean Parrish to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Miguel Valdez, August 8, 1983.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a grand jury warrant that was issued for you. It does have an offense date of December 17th, 2023. It is for 2 counts of aggravated DUI, a Class 4 felony. I am going to appoint an attorney to represent you in this case.
I have a paid lawyer, Mr. Ramos.
So because it's a grand jury, I cannot see anything in the file yet.
Yeah, he can't either. Yeah, I had the people call him. I've been actively participating in all the DUI stuff. I just went to work. I came home, and apparently they issued the grand jury, and they never sent nothing to my house.
Yeah, it looks like they issued it October 24th, 2025. That's when the warrant issued. So I'm going to give you a hearing date, and the same thing I told the last person, contact your attorney. They can file an entry of appearance and appear at this hearing, but I'll still appoint an attorney. That way, if something doesn't work out, you'll have an attorney there. That hearing is going to be on November 25th at 8:30 in the morning. In this case, you do have a cash bond of $100,000. In the event that bond is posted, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services, and you will have alcohol, drug testing, and monitoring. Hold on a moment. In the event you are released, you do have written conditions of release. You may not have any weapons or alcohol. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I was in because I recently got a couple of DUIs. I had a bad spell in my life. I've since been actively programming in all the DUI stuff. I'm still taking classes, and I haven't gotten any trouble since these DUIs. I'm only bringing up my conditions of release because I have a baby at home, a 8-month-old baby, and my wife is pregnant now, and she's morning sickness every day, all day, and I'm the sole provider, so it's like, and I haven't done anything since 2003, so I'm wondering why. I'm asking her, begging to see if I could please get OR'd or maybe lower the bond because I haven't done anything wrong after that last offense on the 20th. And then the other DUIs I've already taken care of. I came in and self-surrendered, did the time. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to. This grand jury thing never hit my house. I mean, I was coming home from work and they walked up to me and I wasn't.
It's likely that they didn't send you anything. They just issued the grand jury warrant once you were indicted by the grand jury. But as I mentioned, it is a sealed document, so I don't have access to the information on what went on. And the judge that heard this case on October 24th, 2025 felt like this was an appropriate bond, so I'm not willing to change the bond as it is here today. However, you will see a judge and have an attorney on November 25th, so if you don't post bond between now and then, that may be a good time to discuss whether or not your attorney feels like it's an appropriate time to request to change the bond conditions once everybody has access to the file. It will be no longer sealed. Your attorney will have access to the information as well as the judge you're appearing before on November 25th, okay?
Okay.
Anything further?
As secure as 10,000?
Yours is not secured. It is cash, so you would have to post the full 100,000.
All right.
All right. If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. To Sean Parrish to the podium. Tiana Sloan to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Sean Parrish, TAESEANPARRISH, 06/16/2005.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you are here today on a new case. And do we have Ms. Stetson on the line for this case?
Yes, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
So, Mr. Parrish, we do have the state on the line, and you can see her on that screen right there. Thank you, Ms. Stetson. We are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of armed robbery with a threat to use a weapon, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of trafficking stolen property, also a Class 2 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You are going to have a status conference. November 24th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. Next, we're going to discuss your release conditions. Ms. Stetson, did you want to put a recommendation on the record?
Yes, Your Honor, really quickly. Allegations in this case are that the suspect and the victim had contact through OfferUp. The state believes that's the marketplace app that they were using for the suspect to buy a Cartier watch valued at $1,200, Your Honor. The suspect and the victim did agree to meet in a public place. They did agree to complete the transaction. The suspect allegedly provided the victim with counterfeit bills, Your Honor. There were maybe possibly some smaller real denominations within that that transaction. However, it seems like the majority of it was counterfeit currency. When the victim allegedly realized this, he reached in to try to get the watch back. However, an individual that was in the vehicle with the suspect or the suspect himself, Your Honor, the Form 4 doesn't really indicate which individual who in the vehicle pointed a firearm at the victim. The victim did note that they were in fear for their lives and backed away. The vehicle then fled from the scene. Investigative methods were used, and the suspect was identified and taken into custody. Your Honor, it doesn't appear that the suspect has much of any criminal history. However, based on the allegations, Your Honor, and the seriousness as well as the violenceness of the allegations, Your Honor, the state is asking for $100,000 secured bond, along with the suspect not to have possession of any firearms, no direct or indirect contact with any victims, witnesses, or law enforcement involved with the investigation, do not return to the incident location, not consume any alcohol or illegal substances. The state is asking for electronic monitoring due to this being a violent crime, as well as house arrest, Your Honor. But the state does believe, based on the allegations, that this would be an appropriate bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. So I did review the allegations in this case along with your criminal history, and based on all of that information, I do have some concerns for the community and more specifically the alleged victim in this case. So I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. In the event you were to post that bond and release from custody, you would have written conditions of release. Some of those things would include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any weapons. All of this will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
Yes, there was no gun, like, in the vicinity at all. Like, at all. I gave him the fake money with the real money.
So before you continue, I hate to interrupt you. You do not have an attorney here, and this is being recorded along with the fact that the state is here and listening to the things that you were saying. So I don't recommend that you talk about the facts of the case until you have an opportunity to speak with your attorney. The allegations at this point do allege that there was a gun in the vehicle. I understand based on your brief statements that you disagree with that. That may be something you want to discuss with your attorney. I would limit your talking to any questions you have as it relates to your release conditions. Any questions?
Yes, with the bond. What would the bond be?
So it is a secured appearance bond, meaning you can use a bail bonding company. A bail bonding company is typically going to be 10% plus collateral. So you're looking at $5,000 plus collateral. Anything further, sir?
And I'm staying here until then, or am I getting...
If you post bond, you'd be released from custody, and then it would be your responsibility to get yourself to the hearings. If you don't post bond, you will remain in custody, and they will transport you to your hearings.
Okay.
Okay? If you will take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Thank you, sir. Can I have Ms. Sloan to the podium and Mr. Duran to the chair? Can I get your name and date of birth?
Tiana Sloan, September 6, 2006.
Thank you, ma'am. And can I get the state's parents?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. We are here today on a new case. It is for one count of aggravated robbery, a Class 3 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference November 24th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. Next, we're going to discuss your release conditions. Ms. Stetson, did you want to put the state's recommendation on the record?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. The state is requesting bond in the amount of $75,000 cash. Your Honor, the state is, well, the allegations in this case are that an assault occurred involving the suspect and a potential co-defendant, Your Honor. During the allegations outlined that there was an assault that occurred, and during that assault, several items from the victim were taken, Your Honor, including $180 in cash, a pair of shoes, and potentially a charging cable, Your Honor. There are also allegations that a handgun was used in this case. The suspect, again, doesn't have any criminal history. However, the allegations are absolutely concerning, as well as the fact that there were statements made by the potential co-defendant that discussed that if the victim makes any statements or calls for help, Your Honor, that there will be gang retaliation. That looks like the co-defendant also has ties to the West Side City Crips, Your Honor. So based on that, the state does have concerns for the safety of the victim as well as the safety of the community. The state does feel like bond is appropriate in regard to conditions of release. The state is requesting that the suspect not possess any firearms, no returning to the incident location, no direct or indirect contact with victims, witnesses, or law enforcement involved in the investigation, no consumption of alcohol or illegal substances, electronic monitoring, house arrest, no contact with any gang members, and no contact with the potential co-defendant. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. Ma'am, I did review the allegations in this case along with the criminal history. I do note that there is no indication of any previous criminal history. However, I do have some concerns related to this victim and the allegations that were brought in this case. I also have some concerns that there were some co-defendants in this case. With that, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. In the event you were to post that bond and be released from custody, you would have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not have contact with any co-defendant, and you may not possess weapons or alcohol. All of this will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
I would never hurt anybody. I was not the one. There was 7
So I'm going to stop you there. I don't recommend that you talk about the facts of this case. You are entitled to counsel, and I have appointed an attorney to represent you. This is being recorded, and the state is here listening to everything you say. The allegations as they are today do indicate that there were multiple people involved in this incident and that there was a weapon. And based on those things, I am setting this bond. Did you have any questions as it relates to your release conditions?
Is it through a bondsman or it's like?
Yours is a secured appearance bond, meaning you can use a bail bondsman.
All right.
All right, if you'll take a step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Mr. Duran to the podium. And Mr. Rhodes to the chair.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can I get your name and date of birth?
Frankie Dillon Duran, the 4th, 05/28/1996.
Thank you. And may I get the state's appearance for the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Thank you. We're here today on a new case. It is for 2 counts of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, and 3 counts of disorderly conduct involving a weapon or an instrument, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference November 24th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. Next, we will discuss your release conditions. Ms. Stetson, would you like to put the state's recommendation on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. Allegations in this case are that the suspect pre-ordered food from a Jack in the Box, Your Honor. He did allegedly arrive at the location approximately an hour later and became angry about the food being cold and the restaurant or the fast food establishment not refunding him his money or making new food. He did allegedly pull out a handgun, Your Honor, and point it at the manager or the assistant manager as well as one other employee. The suspect then left allegedly and may have returned. He then walked up to the establishment himself and was knocking on the establishment door with the firearm. There's allegations that he may have pointed the firearm again at employees at the fast food establishment and was angry with about the situation. Your Honor, it's obviously concerning to the state that in the first place that the suspect became angry and allegedly brought out a firearm over the temperature of food, but there's also concerns, or even more concerns, Your Honor, that the suspect may have left and then returned with the state doesn't know if it's the suspect's girlfriend or what the relationship was there, but that does obviously concern the state. So the state is asking for bond to be set in the amount of $100,000 secured. The state is also asking for no possession of firearms, no direct or indirect contact with victims, witnesses, or law enforcement involved with the investigation, no returning to the incident location, no consumption of alcohol or illegal substances. Due to the fact that this is a violent crime, the state is also asking for electronic monitoring and house arrest and curfew. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. Sir, I did review the allegations in this case along with the criminal history. I do note that there is no criminal history. However, I do have some concerns that after the situation had resolved itself, there's allegations that you did return with an additional party and a gun was involved in this incident. So based on those things, I am setting a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. In the event you post that bond and are released from custody, you will have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime. You may not have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any weapons. All of this will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
I mean, I can have contact with my girlfriend.
So your girlfriend would likely be a co-defendant if they choose to move forward with that. I don't believe at this time she would be listed as a victim in this case, so I am not restricting contact.
And you say electronic monitoring as in?
She requested that. I'm not ordering it.
Thank you.
Anything further?
No, ma'am.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. And then, Ms. Stetson, it'll be a few people before we get to the other ones you're going to appear on, okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Can I have Mr. Rhodes to the podium and Mr. Northern to the chair? Can I get your name and date of birth?
Yes, John Adam Rhodes, 9/16/89.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case.
Okay.
It is for 2 counts of disorderly conduct, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference November 24th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $35,000. In the event you post that bond and are released from custody, you do have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime. You may not have contact with the alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any weapons. All of this information will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yeah, who is the alleged victim?
The alleged victim would be your mother and her, I believe it's her husband, or is her husband your father also?
I know it's her husband.
Okay.
I mean, it depends how you look at it, but yes, not my blood father, correct.
Okay, so then it would be your mother and her spouse.
And question real quick.
Yes.
They both want to be what is it called? They want to defend me in this case, so how is that going to work?
Talk to your attorney about that.
Okay.
And if your attorney feels like it's appropriate to have that restriction removed, they can file a motion to do that at the next hearing when you talk to your attorney and give them some more information, okay?
One more question.
Sure.
They both asked for these charges to be dropped at the time of this actually happening. And so is there a reason that they were not dropped?
So I'm not the prosecuting agency. That will be up to the state. So another question that would probably be more appropriate for your attorney.
Okay. All right, cool, thank you.
All right, just up to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Awesome.
Mr. Northern to the podium and Mr. Daughtry to the chair, please. He's sleeping in the green hoodie. May I get your name and date of birth?
Jeremiah Ashton Northern, 8/21/73.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on 2 probation violation warrants that issued with allegations you violated terms 3, 5, and 15. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing November 24th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $5,000 in one case, $500 in the other, for a total bond of $5,500. In the event bond is posted and you are released from the jail, you do have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 24 hours. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Thanks.
Mr. Daughtry to the podium. Mr. David Bushshort to the chair.
Hello.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Kyle Doherty, December 9th, 1992.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on 3 cases. You're here on new charges, a failure to appear bench warrant from the Superior Court, along with a warrant from Peoria Municipal Court. Your new charges relate to 1 count of trafficking stolen property, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found on those. You failed to appear at a hearing related to a pending drug case you have. I'm going to affirm the attorney previously appointed on your first case. On your new charges, I'm going to appoint an attorney. You're going to have some hearings coming up in the downtown Superior Courthouse, starting with a status conference, November 24th at 8:30, and a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. This applies to both the new charges and the failure to appear bench warrant. On your new charges, you have a bond of $5,000. In your failure to appear warrant, you have a bond of $250. You do have a third case on the calendar, and that's from the Peoria Municipal Court related to a pending drug paraphernalia charge. In that case, I'll appoint an attorney and set an arraignment hearing November 20th at 9 a.m. in the Peoria Municipal Court. In that case, you have a bond of $50. So you have a total bond of $5,300. You have 3 hearings coming up in different locations. All of that will be in your paperwork. In the event you do post bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you may not possess any weapons or alcohol. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
I have one question. How can I have trafficking stolen property when somebody showed me the receipt and it was unlocked with a 6-digit PIN?
So that may be something you want to talk to your attorney about. As far as your defense, at this time, the allegations do indicate that the property was stolen. But definitely discuss any defense you have with the attorney I've appointed to represent you. You'll meet with that attorney on November 24th.
Okay.
Anything further, sir?
No.
Okay, just up to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. David Bushshort to the podium and Jose Beltran to the chair. Can I get your name and date of birth?
David Boozy Shore, on February 5th of 2003.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a direct complaint that was filed. It has an offense date of February 7th, 2025, for 1 count of taking contraband into a correctional facility, a Class 2 felony, and 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a Class 4 felony. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a status conference November 24th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. You do have a secured appearance bond of $2,500. In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you do have written conditions of release. You may not possess drugs without a valid prescription, and you may not drive a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license. All of that will be in your paperwork, sir. Did you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Okay, just up to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Jose Beltran to the podium, Chad Thiessen to the chair. I get your name and date of birth?
Jose Letan, January 1st, 91.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on 2 probation violation warrants that were issued with allegations that you violated terms 3, 4, 5, 7, and 15. I'm appointing an attorney and setting a probation revocation hearing November 24th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $1,000 in each case for a total bond of $2,000. In the event you do post bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions of release. Some of that includes not possessing weapons or alcohol and contacting your probation officer within 72 hours of release. Did you have any questions, sir?
No.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. I'm going to take a quick recess to complete a warrant. Can I have Chad Thiessen to the podium and Paloma Rubio to the chair, please? Can I get your name and date of birth?
Chad Thusen, 8/8 of 1979.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case that is for 1 count of criminal damage, a Class 6 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you. You will have a status conference November 24th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In the event bond is posted and you are released from custody, you have written conditions of release. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, and you may not have contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. All of that will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions, sir? Okay, just step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork. Paloma Rubio to the podium. Clarissa Lopez to the chair. May I get your name and date of birth?
Paloma Rubio, 1998.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here today on a probation violation warrant with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I am appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing November 24th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $500. In the event you post that bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions? If you'll step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork. Clarissa Lopez to the podium and Robert Beaton to the chair.
Just go out there to the left and stand over.
May I get your name and date of birth?
Clarissa Lopez, 7/15/78.
Thank you, ma'am. You are here today on 2 probation violation warrants with allegations you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. I'm appointing an attorney to represent you and setting a probation revocation hearing November 24th at 8:30. You have a secured appearance bond of $100 in each case for a total bond of $200. In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you do have written conditions of release. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this will be in your paperwork, ma'am. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, just step to your left. The officer will get you that paperwork.
Thank
Steven's gonna say so.
Okay, so he'll be a house call then? Okay. Can I have David Rivas to the podium?
David Rivas.
And then can I have Danil Rudikov to the chair? May I get your name and date of birth?
Español.
You need a Spanish interpreter?
Yeah, please.
Okay. Can you take a seat back out there? We'll be with you in just a moment.
Thank you.
It'll be just one moment while we work on getting an interpreter on the line. We're going to do 19, which is the Louisian interpreter.
Okay.
Then we're going to go to the Spanish interpreter. Then we're going to go to the FOJs.
Okay.
Then we're going to do Corey Zenger. That one's going to be treated similar to a knock. And then the house calls. Bless you. Well, yeah, we're waiting to get the interpreter. Oh, we do? Is she on the line? He or she on the line? Okay, I'm ready. Number 9. Oh, I'm sorry. I told you 30 was... Number 9, I apologize. That's the one that's a house call. 9 is a house call. 27 is Spanish. So I'm ready for 19. Sorry about that. Good morning. Do I have an interpreter on the line?
Good morning. Yes, this is Sam.
Wonderful. It looks like I do have one case on the calendar. Are you ready to begin?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, if we could call Danil Rudikov to the podium.
Labą dieną, šiandien aš jums vertėjausi ir kviečiu Daniel Rudakov į podiumą.
Labą dieną. Hello, Hannah.
Sveiki.
Good morning. I do have an interpreter on the line, so I do ask that you wait until he translates before responding.
Okay.
Kadangi yra vertėjas, jūs reikės tiesiog luktelti, kol aš perversiu viską ir tada galėsite atsakyti.
Gerai.
Sure.
May I please get your name and date of birth?
Daniel Rudakov, April 4, 92.
And sir, do you need the use of an interpreter?
Ar jums reikalingas vertėjo paslaugos?
Taip.
Yes.
We are here today on a grand jury warrant.
Taip, tai šiandien yra pagal didžiųjų prisekusiųjų ieškinį.
For an offense date of February 26, 2025.
Nusikaltimas iš vasario 26-25 metų.
It is for one count of fraudulent schemes, a Class 2 felony.
Ir tai yra dėl melagysčių pagal antros kategorijos nusikaltimą.
I am appointing an attorney to represent you.
Ir jūs atstovaus advokatas.
You will have a hearing November 25th at 8:30 in the morning.
25 lapkričio 8:30 ryte bus jūsų teisinis nagrinėjimas.
You have a cash bond of $100,000.
Yra 100 000 sąlyginio paleidimo suma nustatyta.
In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions of release.
Jeigu sumokėtumėte tam sąlyginio paleidimo užstatą, būtų tam tikros sąlygos, pagal kurias būtų galima jūs paleisti.
You may not return to the scene of the crime.
Negalite grįžti į nusikaltimo vietą.
And you may not contact any victim or witness.
Ir negalite bendrauti su nukentėjusiais žmonėmis arba su liudininkais.
All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Visi šitie dalykai bus jūsų duomenyse surašyti. Ar turite kokių klausimų?
Noriu pasakyti, kad esu auka nusikaltimo, tai buvo jinai minėjusi, kad reikia pranešti, jeigu esi auka nusikaltimo.
I needed to inform that I am a victim of crime, and I needed to inform that.
Thank you, sir. Did you have any questions?
Ar turite klausimų?
Kaip aš galėčiau tai pateikti, kad aš esu nusikaltimo auka?
And how would I be able to submit that I am a victim of a crime?
I have appointed an attorney to represent you. You will meet with that attorney November 25th.
Tai buvo skirtas advokatas, kuris jūs atstovaus, tai su advokatu jūs 25 dieną nagrinėjimo susitiksite ir galėsite visai paaiškinti.
You may also contact law enforcement.
Taip pat galite su teisėsaugos darbuotojais tiesiog susiekti.
If you have nothing further, please step to your left and the officer will get you that paperwork.
Thanks.
Jeigu klausimų nebeturite, tada atsistokite po kairiam ir pareigūnas jums duos visus dokumentus.
All right, that does conclude our interpreter matter for this morning. I really appreciate your assistance, sir. Feel free to disconnect at your convenience.
No problem at all. You're very welcome. Have a good day. Goodbye.
Thank you. Good morning. Do I have a Spanish interpreter on the line?
Yes, good morning. My name is Claudia, and I am your Lion Bridge Spanish interpreter, ID number 2124, and I am ready for your instructions.
Thank you, Claudia. We do have 3 cases on the calendar. Are you ready to begin?
Yes, ma'am.
Can we start with Mr. Rivas to the podium, please? Good morning, sir. I do have a Spanish interpreter on the line. I ask that you wait until she translates before responding.
Buenos días. Yo seré su intérprete, interpretaré todo lo que se diga y lo mantendré confidencial. Le pido por favor que espere que yo pueda traducir, ¿verdad?, antes de que usted pueda contestar.
May I please get your name and date of birth?
¿Me permite por favor su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento?
David Guadalupe Quiroz Rivas, del 31 de julio del 95.
Dijo que el 31 de julio del 95.
Sí.
Okay, gracias. It's David Guadalupe Quiroz Rivas. Date of birth is 7/31/1995.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on a new case.
Gracias, señor. Usted se encuentra aquí el día de hoy debido a un caso nuevo.
It is for 1 count of driving with a license that was suspended, revoked, or canceled.
Bueno, y esto es por manejar, señor, lo que es una, ¿verdad?, por manejar con la licencia ya sea revocada, cancelada o suspendida.
That is a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Viene siendo lo que es un delito menor, clase 1.
Due to the nature of your charges, you are not entitled to court-appointed counsel.
Entonces, debido, señor, a este tipo de caso, ¿verdad?, a usted no es elegible para que se le pueda asignar un abogado.
You will have a hearing December 4th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Su audiencia está programada, señor, para el día 4 de diciembre a la 1:30 de la tarde.
That hearing will take place. Sorry, my computer froze. 1 second. That hearing will take place at the Encanto Justice Court.
Entonces, esta audiencia, señor, se va a llevar a cabo en lo que es el Tribunal de Justicia del Encanto.
I am going to release you today on your own recognizance. That is your promise to appear.
Ahora yo lo voy a liberar el día de hoy bajo su palabra, señor, con la promesa de que usted se va a presentar a esta audiencia.
You do have written conditions of release?
Ahora usted tiene, ¿verdad?, condiciones bajo esta liberación, ¿verdad?, por escrito.
It does include not driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license.
Estas condiciones indican, señor, que usted no debe de manejar lo que es un vehículo sin tener primeramente lo que es una licencia válida de manejar.
All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Todo esto, información, señor, usted lo va a encontrar en sus documentos. ¿Alguna pregunta que tenga usted?
No, ninguna, gracias.
No, none, thank you.
If you will step to your left, the officer will get you that paperwork.
Bueno, puede pasar usted aquí a su mano izquierda, señor. El oficial le va a entregar los documentos.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I have Mr. Gonzalez Lopez to the podium? Good morning, sir. May I please get your name and date of birth?
Buenos días, señor. Yo seré su intérprete. Interpretaré todo lo que se diga y lo mantendré confidencial. ¿Me permite su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
Jorge Alfredo González López. Y mi fecha de nacimiento es 5 de julio del 72.
Gracias. Me dijo que es el 5 de julio del año 72.
Sí, 72.
Gracias. ¿62 o 72, señor? ¿62 o 72?
72.
Ok, gracias. Es Jorge Alfredo González López with date of birth 7/5/1972.
Thank you, sir. And may I please get the state's announcement for the record? Madam Interpreter, can you interpret that?
Okay. Yes. Bueno, muy bien. Entonces, por favor, ¿me puede dar usted el anuncio, verdad, para los registros aquí, por favor?
Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Okay, ma'am. I'm sorry, I can barely hear that. I'm sorry.
Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Bueno, aquí contesta Ashley Stepford de parte del Estado.
Sir, we're here today on a new case.
Bueno, señor, nos encontramos aquí el día de hoy bajo un caso nuevo.
It is for one count of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument.
Bueno, señor, esto es lo que es, verdad, lo que son agravantes con una arma o con un objeto peligroso o un instrumento peligroso.
That is a Class 2 felony.
Este viene siendo lo que es un delito grave, ¿verdad? O felonía clase 2.
And one count of assault, a Class 3 misdemeanor.
Entonces también lo que es un caso de asalto, ¿verdad? Lo que viene siendo clase 3, un delito menor de clase 3.
Está bien. No sé si usted me dice, puede tener la palabra.
¿Cómo?
Si quiere le explico, es que a mí me golpearon y me mandaron al hospital, al banner, y esas personas que me golpearon eran 3, y entonces ellos estaban tomados y andaban en otro mundo en su cabeza. Entonces, como yo vivo ahí cerca de los apartamentos donde vive él, entonces yo paso por ahí tirando la basura y doy vuelta por ahí cuando hago mi trabajo. Entonces me agarraron y me golpearon. Entonces una señora ahí, la vecina, llamó a la policía y me llevaron al Banes. Yo vivo en Mesa. Entonces me llevaron ahí y tuve 2 días en el hospital. Apenas tengo 2 semanas que salí ahorita.
Okay, un momento, por favor, señor. Well, if you may allow me to explain, there was 3 people in total that beat me. They sent me to the hospital, to Banner Hospital. They were drinking, they were in their head, they were in a different world. I lived close by to that apartment complex. I was throwing the trash. They beat me. A lady called the police. I live in Mesa, and I was in the hospital for 2 days. And so they're the ones that beat me.
So I am going to find probable cause today and appoint an attorney to represent you.
Bueno, señor, entonces yo voy a encontrar lo que es causa probable, ¿verdad? Y le voy a asignar lo que
Sí.
es un abogado.
Una pregunta, yo tengo un dolorcito aquí que me paró una patada aquí en el lado izquierdo, aquí derecho, perdón. Aquí tengo un dolorcito que todavía me duele para trabajar, me duele. Y la verdad que, pues ahorita se lo dije aquí también al médico que tenía un dolorcito aquí en el lado derecho, como en la rabadilla. Entonces, es del mismo golpe que me dieron a mí ellos, pues. Y pues yo, la verdad, pues yo fui la víctima, la verdad, pues. Y yo, la verdad, nunca en mi vida he usado armas. Yo la verdad, apenas me alcanza para comer, gano para comer, para mi renta. Yo no tengo necesidad de que eso, porque la verdad que no tengo nada, pues, la verdad no uso eso de nada, del arma esa, no sé nada de eso yo.
Okay. And, and I do have one question. I do have a pain on my right side, like on my lower back. And to be honest, I was a victim here. Never in my life have I used any type of weapon or anything. I work. I just make enough to pay my rent and my food. So, honestly, I was the victim here.
So I've appointed an attorney to represent you, and you can discuss those things with your attorney.
Bueno, señor, yo le he asignado, ¿verdad?, un abogado para que lo pueda representar y ya usted puede hablar con él acerca de esas cosas.
Sí. Tengo unos testigos también que ellos vieron el problema también y un señor tomó una foto también del que me había tirado en el asfalto, pues en el cemento, donde me dejaron ellos tirados ahí.
So there are witnesses as well, and there is a gentleman that took a photo that saw me laying on the asphalt, on the cement.
So again, I'm going to direct you to talk to your attorney, and I'm going to ask that you not make any further comments at this time.
Bueno, señor, una vez más, ¿verdad? Yo le voy a dirigir a usted para que con el abogado que lo va a presentar y le pido que ya no, desde este punto en adelante, señor, ya no haga más declaraciones.
Okay.
You are going to have a hearing November 24th and November 26th at 8:30 in the morning.
Usted va a tener una audiencia, señor, el día 24 de noviembre y el día 26 de noviembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
Ok, 24, 26.
You said the 24th and the 26th?
Yes, sir.
Sí, es correcto, señor.
Okay.
And Ms. Stetson, would you like to put the state's recommendation on the record?
Y bueno, señorita Stepson, ¿quisiera usted poner lo que es la recomendación aquí por escrito del Estado?
No le entendí muy bien. ¿Qué me dijo? ¿Que una recomendación como de qué?
Okay, I'm sorry. What did you say about a recommendation? I don't understand.
So we have the state on the line. You can see her right there, and I'm asking her to tell me her recommendation.
Bueno, señor, tenemos al Estado en la línea. Usted la puede ver ahorita. Entonces le estamos pidiendo al Estado cuál es la recomendación.
Okay, está bien.
Okay, that's fine.
Ms. Stetson, I hate to interrupt you, but we can barely hear you. We cannot hear you at all now. I can see you talking, but cannot hear you. Still cannot hear you.
Is that better, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Your Honor, the state is asking for a bond to be set in the amount of $75,000 secured.
Bueno, entonces el Estado lo que está pidiendo es lo que es una fianza de $75,000 con garantizada.
Law enforcement allegedly spoke with the victims as well as independent witnesses, Your Honor.
Entonces, lo que son los oficiales de la ley, ¿verdad? Hablaron con él, supuestamente la víctima y también con testigos independientes.
The suspect was allegedly heavily intoxicated and approached one of the victims to hug them without their consent.
Entonces el sospechoso supuestamente, ¿verdad? Estaba ebrio, demasiado intoxicado, ¿verdad? Se acercó con una de las víctimas pidiendo dar un abrazo sin consentimiento.
The victim allegedly pushed the suspect away, inquiring who he was.
Entonces la víctima supuestamente, ¿verdad? Empujó a la persona sospechada, ¿verdad? Sabiendo quién es.
At that time, Your Honor, the suspect allegedly pulled a knife, advancing towards the victim.
Entonces, en ese momento, el sospechoso, ¿verdad?, sacó el cuchillo, acercándose hacia la víctima.
The victim believed that the suspect was going to stab him.
Ahora, la víctima, ¿verdad?, pensaba o creía que el sospechoso lo iba a apuñalar.
And that's when other individuals intervened, causing the suspect injuries.
Entonces es cuando ya intervinieron, ¿verdad?, las otras personas. Ya eso es lo que causó las heridas a la persona sospechosa.
Your Honor, the state believes that the $75,000 bond is appropriate with standard conditions, Your Honor.
Ahora el Estado piensa, ¿verdad?, que lo que es una fianza de $75,000 es apropiado, ¿verdad?, con lo que son condiciones estándar.
Thank you. I am going to set a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000.
Bueno, gracias. Entonces voy a asignar aquí lo que es una fianza de comparecencia asegurada de $50,000.
In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions of release.
Ahora, si usted llega a pagar esta fianza y es usted liberado, señor, tiene usted unas condiciones por escrito.
It does include not returning to the scene of the crime.
Esto incluye, señor, no regresar usted a la escena de los hechos o del crimen.
No contact with any victims or witnesses.
No tener nada de contacto con las víctimas o con testigos.
And you may not possess any weapons.
Y usted también no debe de estar en posesión de ningún tipo de arma.
All of this will be in your paperwork.
Toda esta información, señor, se va a encontrar en sus documentos.
Did you have any questions related to your release conditions?
Señor, ¿alguna pregunta que tenga usted relacionado con las condiciones de ser liberado?
Mire, la navaja la he usado porque yo trabajo de yarda y a veces la ocupamos para cortar un robo, un plástico o algo, la ocupamos la navaja, pero eso era todo. Yo jamás en mi vida he usado armas nunca porque la verdad no, o sea, ni huellas. La policía me vio y no fui al hospital y no están las huellas y yo no tengo nada, nunca he tenido nada. Ni he sido militar tampoco, la verdad.
Okay.
Es lo que le digo, que el reporte...
dígame, señor.
No, pues le digo que este reporte no hicieron bien porque yo me fui al hospital que iba todo golpeado, pero a mí no pues que podría regresar a mi casa a ver si tengo armas. Yo no tengo armas en la casa, no tengo nada. Porque nunca la he comprado, pues ni sé que... sí.
So the knife that I had, I do use because I do yard work, and sometimes I use it to cut plastic, but never in my life have I used weapons. The report is not correct. I was taken to the hospital. I don't have any military background. The report, it's not right. I went to the hospital because I was beaten.
As previously stated, please speak to your attorney. Hearing no questions, our hearing has concluded. Please step to your left.
Bueno, señor, como le he comentado anteriormente, debe usted tener esta conversación con su abogado. Ya esta audiencia ha terminado. Pase usted aquí a su mano izquierda, por favor.
Okay, izquierda.
Can I have Mr. Rodriguez to the podium, please? May I get your name and date of birth?
Señor, bueno, buenas noches. Yo seré su intérprete. Interpretaré todo lo que se diga y lo mantendré confidencial. ¿Cuál es su nombre y su fecha de nacimiento, por favor?
José Ángel Rodríguez Hurtado, 29 de enero del 2006.
Me dijo que es el día 29 de enero del 2006.
Sí.
Ok, gracias. It's Jose Angel Rodriguez Hurtado. Date of birth is 1/29/2006.
Thank you, sir. You are here today on 2 cases.
Bueno, gracias, señor. Usted se encuentra aquí el día de hoy bajo 2 casos.
You're here for a new case and a warrant from the state of California.
Usted se encuentra aquí, señor, bajo un caso nuevo y otra es bajo una orden en el estado de California.
First, we will discuss your new case.
Primeramente vamos a hablar acerca de su caso nuevo.
You are here for 1 count of aggravated assault, a class 4 felony.
Bueno, señor, usted se encuentra aquí el día de hoy bajo lo que es agresión agravada, ¿verdad? Que viene siendo un delito grave clase 4.
Probable cause has been found and I'm appointing an attorney to represent you.
Entonces se ha encontrado lo que es causa probable, señor. Yo le voy a asignar lo que es un abogado para que lo pueda presentar.
You will have a hearing November 24th and November 26th at 8:30 in the morning.
Usted va a tener una audiencia, señor, el día 24 de noviembre y el día 26 de noviembre a las 8:30 de la mañana.
You have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $20,000.
¿Tiene usted lo que es una fianza de comparecencia asegurada, señor, de $20,000?
Next, we'll talk about the warrant from California.
Ahora vamos a hablar acerca de la orden de California.
California has indicated they want to pick you up and take you to California to address your pending case.
Ahora el estado de California, señor, ha indicado que quisieran pasar por usted, regresarlo a California para que pueda usted enfrentar el caso que tiene usted allí pendiente.
They indicate you failed to appear at a hearing for a dangerous drug charge.
Entonces ellos han indicado, señor, que usted no se presentó en lo que es una audiencia, ¿verdad? Para lo que es un cargo de, I'm sorry, ma'am, what was the case for? I did hear the dangerous case, but was it possession?
Just failing to appear for a dangerous drug charge.
Okay. Oh, dangerous. Okay, thank you. Bueno, entonces usted, ¿verdad? Falló y no se presentó en lo que es el caso sobre la droga peligrosa.
Did you get an opportunity to review the card that was given to you prior to this hearing?
Señor, ¿usted tuvo la oportunidad de revisar la cartilla antes de presentarse aquí en esta audiencia?
No.
No.
Officers, was he given a FOJ card?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you recall being given a card to read while you were sitting out there just a moment ago?
Señor, ¿usted no recuerda estando sentado aquí afuera que le entregaron como un documento?
Sí, sí me acuerdo.
Oh, yes. Yes,
Okay,
I
so
remember.
you have a choice to make here today, and we'll go over those options.
Bueno, tiene usted, señor, opciones, ¿verdad? Tiene usted una decisión. Vamos a repasar cuáles son sus opciones en estos momentos.
Your first option is you can say, yes, California, I'm ready for you to pick me up.
La primera opción, señor, usted puede decir, sí, California, estoy listo para que pasen por mí.
If you do that, you will be held here non-bondable.
Entonces, si es que usted selecciona, señora, esta opción, usted va a permanecer aquí detenido, ¿verdad? Donde no va a existir ninguna fianza.
California will have 30 days to pick you up.
Ahora, el estado de California, señor, tiene 30 días para pasar por usted.
That 30 days will start when you've concluded any pending cases here in Arizona.
Ahora, esos 30 días, señor, empiezan cuando usted concluya cualquier caso pendiente que tenga usted aquí en Arizona.
Your second option is to demand that the governors of both states sign a warrant before you are returned.
Ahora, la segunda opción, señor, usted puede demandar que los gobernadores de los dos estados, ¿verdad?, firmen la orden antes de que usted sea regresado a California.
In that case, I would set a hearing here December 1st at 1:30.
Ahora, si usted selecciona esa opción, señor, yo programo aquí una audiencia para el día 1 de diciembre a la 1:30 de la tarde.
That hearing is civil in nature, meaning I could not appoint an attorney to represent you.
Ahora, esa audiencia, señor, sería lo que es un caso civil. Lo que esto significa es que yo no le asignaría ningún abogado para que lo pueda representar.
That process takes about 60 to 90 days.
Este proceso tarda dentro de 60 a 90 días.
And you would be eligible for a secured appearance bond of $30,000.
Y ya después usted, señor, sería elegible para lo que es una fianza de comparecencia asegurada de $30,000.
Do you know what you would like to do here today?
¿Usted sabe, señor, qué es lo que usted le gustaría hacer el día de hoy?
No tengo la respuesta ahorita, oiga.
You know, I don't have the answer at the moment.
O podemos hacer la poder firmar.
Or we can do the one where the signatures are involved.
You would like the governors of both states to sign a warrant?
Bueno, ¿usted quisiera, señor, que los gobernadores de los dos estados firmen la orden?
Si firman, ¿qué es lo que tengo que hacer? ¿Qué requisitos tengo que tener?
So if they do sign, what are the requirements? What do I have to do?
So I cannot give you legal advice, but you could hire an attorney to discuss that.
Bueno, señor, yo no puedo darle lo que es consejos legales, ¿verdad? Pero puede usted contratar un abogado que pueda ayudarle.
I'm going to set a hearing December 1st at 1:30.
Bueno, señor, yo voy a programar aquí lo que es una audiencia para el día 1 de diciembre a la 1:30.
You will have a secured appearance bond on the California case in the amount of $30,000.
Entonces tiene usted lo que es una fianza de comparecencia asegurada, señor, para el caso de California de $30,000.
That is a total bond between the two cases of $50,000.
Entonces, entre los dos casos, señor, esta es una fianza de $50,000.
In the event you post bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions.
Ahora, si usted llega a pagar esta fianza, señor, y usted es liberado, tiene usted lo que son condiciones por escrito.
You may not return to the scene of the crime.
Usted no debe de regresar, señor, al lugar de los hechos o lugar de los hechos del crimen.
You may not contact any victims.
Usted no debe de estar en contacto con ninguna de las víctimas.
And you may not possess any weapons.
Y también usted no debe de estar en posesión de ningún tipo de arma.
All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Toda esta información, señor, estará en sus documentos. ¿Alguna pregunta que tenga usted?
No, está bien, gracias.
No, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you. If you will step to your left, the officer will get you your paperwork.
Muy bien, muchas gracias. Puede pasar usted aquí a su mano izquierda, señor. El oficial le va a entregar sus documentos.
And that does conclude our Spanish matters this morning. I do appreciate your assistance, Claudia. Feel free to disconnect at your convenience.
Yes, of course. Thank you. If nothing further, interpreter will disconnect. Thank you for calling Lion Bridge, interpreter 2124 disconnecting. Goodbye.
Thank you. And I need to take a recess to handle some warrants. Okay. I'm going to do a general announcement to our next 3 cases. So if I could have Ronald, Maishi, and Zane all come here and we'll discuss the general announcement and then I'll go through each case one at a time. So if you guys could all just stand right here in front of the podium, I'm just going to give a general announcement and then I'll talk to each of you one at a time. Okay, so you guys are all here because a warrant has been issued from another state, and they have indicated to us that they want to extradite you back to that state to face the pending charges that you have there. Again, I'm going to go over each case individually, but the general announcement is you guys are going to have a choice to make here today. You guys should have been given an opportunity to review a laminated card prior to coming in here. If not, we will get that for you. You will be given the option of one saying, yes, other state, I'm ready to be extradited back. If you were to choose to do that, you would be held here in the Maricopa County jails, non-bondable. The other state would be given 30 days to come pick you up. That 30 days will start tomorrow. Unless you have pending charges here in Arizona, then it would start at the conclusion of any pending cases. Or in the alternative, you have the right to demand that the governor of both states sign a warrant ordering you to be extradited back. That process takes about 60 to 90 days. In that case, I would set a hearing here in Maricopa County to start that process. It is civil in nature, meaning I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you, but you can hire an attorney of your own. In each of your cases, I will let you know if you choose that option whether or not you're eligible for bond if you request that the governor sign the warrant for both cases. So that's the general announcement. I'm going to call you each one at a time now. If I could start with Ronald to the podium. If the other 2 of you would wait back in the gallery, and I'll call you up here in just a moment. Sir, may I please get your name and date of birth?
Ronald Nelson, 6492.
Thank you, sir. It does look like you're here on a warrant from the state of South Carolina. And as I mentioned, they've indicated that they do want to extradite you back. In this case, it does look like it relates to a failure to appear for a dangerous drug charge. In this case, if you do not want to waive your rights and you want to demand that a governor's warrant be signed, you would be eligible for a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. If you posted that bond, you'd be released from custody, but then you'd have that hearing here on December 1st at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you fail to appear at that hearing, a warrant would issue for your arrest. The warrant in the other state would still remain valid, and you'd forfeit any bond you posted. Do you know what option you'd like to do here today?
I'll waive it.
You're going to waive your rights? Okay. So I'm going to ask you some questions because you are waiving some very important rights, and if you do want to continue to do that, I'll have you sign some paperwork, okay? They're just getting ready to have you sign stuff. So let me go over some of the questions I have for you. So I mentioned the laminated card. Did you get an opportunity to review that before you came in here?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you, they said something about they're gonna call to see if they wanna do it in the morning. Is that still?
Meaning if they want to pick you up in the morning? So they'll let you know if you're choosing to waive your rights here. Once you've done that, they will let the other state know that you've waived your rights and you're ready to be picked up so they can come grab you. Right. As long as you don't have pending cases in Arizona.
I don't have no pending
cases. They can start as soon as tomorrow. If you had pending cases, then it would delay things. But if you don't have anything pending, they'll let them know.
All right, so if I decide to wait for both governors to sign, I would have to pawn out here?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, I'll just waive it. I ain't got time.
Okay. So do you understand that you do not have to sign this paperwork?
Mm-hmm.
And do you understand you have the right to an extradition hearing?
Right.
That's the hearing we talked about on December 1st? Just answer so the microphone is set up.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Do you understand that you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
Yes.
And do you understand you have the right to demand that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are returned?
Right.
And do you understand that you have the right to bail? That's the $50,000 bond we talked about. And do you want to give up those rights and sign this paperwork?
Yeah.
And has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to sign this paperwork?
No.
And have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication within the last 24 hours?
No.
All right, I find that you are knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily signing this paperwork, and I'm also going to sign it. I'm going to direct that the sheriff's office let the requesting state know you are ready to return. The requesting state will have 30 days from tomorrow to pick you up unless you have pending charges here in the state of Arizona. Then it would start at the conclusion of that case. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I am going to sign this paperwork. If you will step up to where the officers are, they will let you know when they are ready for your signature.
Okay, go ahead, Sean. You guys kind of press on hard. Gonna sign one more time, please.
Okay, if you will take a seat in the gallery over here, we'll bring you your paperwork. Thank you, sir. Can I have Maish to the podium, please? Or Mayoshi? Please stand right in front of the podium. May I get your name and date of birth?
Miyoshi Espayat, 6891.
Thank you, ma'am. We just discussed that you have two options today, and you are here today because a warrant has been issued by the state of New York related to a burglary charge, and they have indicated that they want to extradite you back to New York for those charges. So we discussed your options. Do you know if you would like to waive your rights and say, yes, I'm ready to go back to New York, or would you like me to set a hearing and you would be eligible for a secured appearance bond in the amount of $100,000?
I'll waive my rights.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you some questions since you are waiving some very important rights. Did you get an opportunity to review the waiver extradition paperwork? That's that laminated card they gave you. And please answer so the microphone can pick up your response.
Yes.
And do you understand that you do not have to sign this paperwork?
Yes.
And do you understand you have the right to an extradition hearing here in Arizona?
Yes.
And do you understand you have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense?
Yes.
And do you understand that you have the right to demand that a governor's warrant be signed by both governors of each state before being returned?
Yes.
And do you understand that you have the right to bond? In this case, that would be the $100,000.
Yes.
And do you want to give up those rights and sign this paperwork?
Yes.
Has anyone threatened you or promised you anything to get you to sign this paperwork?
No.
And have you had any drugs, alcohol, or medication in the last 24 hours?
No.
Okay, so I am finding that you knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily are signing this waiver, and I'm also going to sign it. I'm directing the sheriff's office to notify the requesting state you are ready to return. You will be held non-bondable here in Maricopa County, and the requesting state will be given 30 days to pick you up. That 30 days starts tomorrow unless you have any pending cases here in Arizona. Then it would start at the conclusion of those cases. Did you have any questions?
No.
If you will please step over to where the officer is standing. Over here, ma'am.
Sorry.
She will direct you when to sign. Ma'am, if you will go back into the gallery, they will bring you that paperwork. Can I have Zane to the podium? May I get your name and date of birth?
Jeanne Spikes, 7/16/94.
Thank you, ma'am, and I do apologize for mispronouncing your name. You are here because New Mexico has issued a warrant related to a few charges. It is resisting, evading, or obstructing an officer, battery upon a peace officer, assault upon a peace officer, attempted battery, and criminal damage to property, and disorderly conduct. And they have indicated to us that they want to extradite you back as it relates to these charges. We just spoke a moment ago that you do have a choice to make here today. You can say yes, you're ready to go back to New Mexico and you'd be held here non-bondable, or you would be eligible to have a bond set here in the amount of $50,000 and you'd demand that the governor of both states sign a warrant before your return. Do you know what you'd like to do here today?
I would like to do the last option.
Okay, so you do want me to go ahead and set a hearing and set that secured appearance bond?
Yes, ma'am. Is that the one like, I don't want to get extradited?
Yes, ma'am, that is.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set that hearing December 1st, 2025 at 1:30. You do have a secured appearance bond in the amount of $50,000. In the event you post that bond and are released, you do need to ensure you attend the hearing here. If you were to fail to appear, a warrant would issue here. You'd have a valid warrant still in New Mexico, and you'd forfeit that bond of $50,000. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
Yes, ma'am. Is there a way that, like, I could either, like, speak to someone who works at the hospital, or if there's a way that you guys could speak to someone at the hospital? My son, I literally was just driving. I had already turned myself in on this warrant. I literally drove to New Mexico. I parked my car, called the police, and I had them come pick me up on this warrant. This warrant was back from 5 years ago when I was dealing with child custody issues, and one of the agreements was for me to turn myself in on all my warrants in order for me to get my daughter back. I turned myself in on that warrant, that specific warrant that you're talking about. I turned myself in on that warrant. I had an attorney. I didn't hear nothing else from them. They didn't say I couldn't leave the state. I couldn't, come back home. They told me I was able to come back home since I did drive from Arizona to New Mexico to do that. I didn't hear nothing back since. They didn't say anything since. This has been 5 years. I was literally driving from the main campus, Phoenix Children's Hospital, to Surprise, which is an hour with my other 2 kids so I can get them to school. And my son, he has cancer right now, and I'm his only primary caregiver. Like, I've been in the hospital for the last 2 weeks going back and forth. Like, there's nobody else there to watch him. I didn't commit any offenses. I was just driving home, and they pulled me over for my registration because I haven't been able to get out of the hospital to afford my insurance. So they literally pulled me over from driving for my insurance. Like, I wasn't committing any crimes. I had both of my kids buckled in the back seat. I wasn't doing anything wrong.
Do you have any family here you could contact?
I have no family. My family all lives in Louisiana.
Do you have family in Louisiana that you could contact to reach out to Phoenix Children's Hospital? Do you know anybody's number?
I believe they let me take my mom's phone number.
I mean, because you will be given access to a telephone when you get to the next step. So my recommendation would be to contact them. Does the hospital know where you're at this point?
No, I literally left I was leaving the hospital on the way home, and it just happened.
Okay. In the alternative, we can contact Child Protective Services just so they can contact PCH to let them know where you're at, just so everyone knows what's going on. Those are really my only 2 recommendations that I have, would be to contact a family member to have them get a hold of PCH, or to have us contact CPS to contact PCH so they know where you're at.
Okay.
Do you know what option you'd like to do?
I could just wait till I could see if I could call somebody.
Okay. So will she go to processing next? Mm-hmm. Okay. So you will go to processing next, and in that room, it's my understanding there's a bunch of telephones. So you may want to try to utilize those telephones to get a hold of somebody to let them know.
Are they prepaid? Do I have to pay?
It is collect call. Thank you. I couldn't think of the word. So when you call them, they'll be informed that they're receiving a collect call, and it will charge the person that accepts the phone call. Anything further, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
All right. Just up to your left, officer. We'll get you that paperwork.
Just go to the seat up there. I'll get up there.
Do we have Corey in here, or do we need to get him from somewhere? All right. Can I have Corey to the podium?
You need it cleared?
I'm sorry?
You want it cleared? The courtroom, you want it cleared?
Oh, yes, we are going to need to. I apologize. We're going to start your hearing in just one moment, okay, sir? Thank you for the reminder. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Corey is Ganger, October 7th, 1989.
Thank you, sir. And Ms. Stetson, can I get your appearance for the record, please?
Yes, Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. We are here today on a new case. It is for 1 count of armed robbery, a Class 2 felony, and 3 counts of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I am appointing an attorney to represent you. You're going to have a status conference November 24th at 8:30 and a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. Ms. Stetson, did you want to put the state's recommendation on the record?
Yes, Your Honor. One state is pulling up the suspect's criminal history right now. Your Honor, the state is asking for bond to be set in the amount of $150,000 secure cash. Trying to find my recommendation. $150,000 cash, Your Honor. The allegations are that the suspect went into a bank, handed a bank teller a note demanding $10,000, Your Honor. The suspect told the bank teller not to call law enforcement, not to make any hit any security buttons or alert buttons, Your Honor. The bank teller did hand over the $10,000. The suspect also said, "Don't move, don't say anything, or I'll start shooting," Your Honor. Through investigative means, law enforcement was able to identify the suspect. Your Honor, the suspect is a convicted felon. He has prior convictions for sex offenses. It looks like he has a conviction for attempted molestation of a child, as well as public sexual indecency, Your Honor. He did do 5 years in the Arizona Department of Corrections system back in 2010, Your Honor. The 5 years for the attempted molestation of a child, and the 2 year, and then he was ordered to do 2 years on the public sexual indecency charge. He is on lifetime probation from what the state can see. So this would likely be a term 1 violation, Your Honor. The state is asking for a high cash bond due to the allegations that the suspect did go into a bank, threatened the bank teller that he would shoot them if they basically did not give the suspect the $10,000 cash. So the state does believe that based on the allegations. Additionally, Your Honor, when law enforcement did go to the suspect's home, it does appear that the suspect had guns in a gun safe, Your Honor. The suspect made statements about it's for home security or protection of his home, and that he does shoot them off occasionally at the shooting range, Your Honor. So based on the fact that he is a prohibited possessor and is on lifetime probation for his, as well as his criminal history, and the allegation, the state does feel $150,000 cash is appropriate in regards to conditions of release. Your Honor, the state's asking for the suspect to not possess any firearms, not to have any contact, direct or indirect contact with victims, witnesses, or law enforcement that are involved in the investigation, not to return to the incident location, not to possess any alcohol or illegal substances. Given that this is a violent crime, the state is requesting electronic monitoring and house arrest and curfew. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Ms. Stetson. Sir, I did review the allegations in this case along with your criminal history. I am setting a cash bond in the amount of $100,000. In the event you do post that bond and are released from custody, you have written conditions. You may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You may not possess weapons or alcohol, and you must contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All of this will be in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
I do. So I'm not a person of many words. I can say that there are a few things that the prosecution has said that is extremely incorrect. One being that I'm on lifetime probation, entirely and absolutely incorrect. And I was actually entirely nonverbal during the incident in the bank. I only had a note that barely had anything on it. That's besides the point. I know I'm supposed to talk to my attorney about that. I have a daughter who is autistic. I myself am a high-functioning autistic. My wife suffers from seizures. I've been out of prison since 2018. My original crime was back in 2010. I've been very well behaved. This whole thing was a unfortunate act of desperation due to a lot of financial and household strain by my mother-in-law. There was no ill intent or anything like that. I did not actually have a weapon, and I've never fired any weapons since my original conviction. I mentioned that my wife goes off and fires those weapons, but I never said that I did. Besides that, I understand the rest of it goes to my attorney. I will maintain that. I am the caregiver for my wife and for my daughter and for myself. If there's any leeway that could be given in that, I'd appreciate it. If not, that's entirely fine. We'll figure it out somehow, way, shape, or form. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate your comments. I am going to move forward with the bond that I have set. When you talk to your attorney, if they feel like it's appropriate, they can make a motion at that time to modify those release conditions. And that is your paperwork. If you will step to the gallery, the officers will move you to the next step.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And thank you, Ms. Stetson, for being here today. Feel free to disconnect at your convenience.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And do we know what happened to Robert Beaton? You said he was in a safe cell. Is it a concern for his own safety?
Yeah, his phone is there now.
Okay. The two remaining cases will proceed as house calls. Number 9, Robert Beaton, date of birth January 22nd, 1993. Will proceed as a house call due to being a danger to self. He's here on a new case for 1 count of dangerous drug possession, a class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him. He will have a status conference December 3rd at 8:30, a preliminary hearing December 5th at 8:30. I am releasing him to the supervision of pretrial services. He will have written conditions of release. He may not possess weapons, and he may not possess any drugs without a valid prescription. All of this will be included in his paperwork. Case number 17 and 18 belong to Ricky Cienfuegos, date of birth April 29th, 1999. He has a new case as well as a warrant from Maryville Justice Court. His new case is 1 count of aggravated assault, a class 5 felony, 1 count of drug paraphernalia possession, a class 1 misdemeanor, and 1 count of obstructing government operations, a class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and I'm appointing an attorney to represent him. He will have a status conference November 24th at 8:30, a preliminary hearing November 26th at 8:30. In this case, he has a secured appearance bond of $500. He's also here on a warrant from the Maryville Justice Court related to a criminal trespass and obstruction of a highway. I am appointing an attorney and setting an arraignment hearing November 21st at 8:30. I am affirming the secured appearance bond in that case of $250. He has a total bond of $750. In the event he posts bond and is released from custody, he will have written conditions of release. He may not return to the scene of the alleged crime, no contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and he may not possess any weapons. All of this will be included in his paperwork. If anything changes after I meet with either of these parties, I will update the written record. This does conclude our 2 a.m. calendar, and we will now stand in recess until 5 a.m.